Good day. How you doing, folks? The homie, OG, friend, and coach Jake Shields come through for the week as usual and on our schedule together. Jake's here every 4 weeks, helping me learn how to choke fools and twist their ankles and whatnot. Had a lot of business things this week. Had a 7-figure real estate contract signed, earnest money deposit made, so all that's official. Organizing some new construction, and generally good things in winning. Stock market volatility, some of you are observing that. So if you can't tolerate a little volatility in the stock market, then it makes sense why a person like that doesn't deserve to be wealthy. Just be average. Just do average shit if you can't tolerate a little volatility, because that's how the stock market is. Here we are in the midst. We're about halfway through this program on entrepreneurship, and Jake's made. We've been talking about, and I don't need to talk about anything that you don't want to. Some of them might be private things, but
don't really care. So.
We're talking about different entrepreneurial opportunities that Jake made money as a fighter and did very well with that, but that's not a career that you do into your 70s and 80s in most cases.
No, definitely not.
I don't see a lot of pro fighters in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. So the smart ones and talented ones make some money, and then they have to go learn how to invest that money, or get a job at Denny's. So Jake is one of the people that was smart to build a great reputation, build a great personal brand, and build a lot of relationships and find numerous ways to monetize his skills and reputation through various endorsement things. So endorsement deals. Made a clothing line. I think about opening a gym. Sounds like you're opening a gym.
Yeah.
Well, maybe say some of that in your words. Why?
Yes, like I said, I done. Luckily, I invested fairly well after not near as good as you, but after fighting. So I wasn't wasn't broke, but you always want to do more and make more money. You always want more money, and plus, I think
it's
a man. I think you want to be working too, otherwise you're bored. So starting a few new products, got the clothing line, gonna launch that up. Got the gym opening up, starting a podcast. I just like to stay busy and like to be working. Entrepreneurship, like you said, it's the investing, real estate, and entrepreneurship. I do all three.
I think it's important to, those three things. If a person's missing any of those three, you're going to be very limited in what their net worth can be. That anybody that has significant wealth, you're going to be. The economy revolves around those three items. If you don't understand how a small business works, you're not going to be able to invest in big businesses because you're not going to know the intricacies of it. If you don't understand how the real estate market works, you're going to be really for stocks and small business, because most consumer decisions are going to be affected by the real estate market. If interest rates go up, then consumer discretionary spending goes down because more money is going to mortgages and rent instead of going to discretionary spending. So that can affect your entrepreneurial endeavors. That can affect, it does affect your small business. It does affect the stock market. It even affects if you have a job or not. So, very important to understand all three. And for the people that do that, you have investment properties that you're collecting rent from investment properties. You own your own property. You made money from clothing, made money from coaching, made money from endorsement deals, made money from fighting, made money in the stock market.
Yeah, it's good to have money multiple ways. Like I said, real estate's great because you have rent coming in. The downside is that you got to manage places, but it's nice having that. Stocks is probably the easiest, but being a little scared of all your money, but you can lose money there too. But it's the easiest, quick money, so that's always nice. But the entrepreneurship, you want to keep money coming in.
Yeah, it is quick money. I lost $2 million between Friday and Monday.
Yeah, so you lose quick too.
That was quick. And then I was up substantially, about $700,000 yesterday. So, today I was up $250,000 earlier, and actually haven't checked, but I've been busy all afternoon. But you have to be able to tolerate volatility, but things do go quick. That you have days where you're going to be down $1 million or a few million. You have days that you could be up that kind of money or more. And I don't know how easy it is. It's probably easy like fighting, that after you trained for 20 years, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, it's easier.
After about 20 years of training, it looks easy, but if you try it on day one without the experience, you might find it a little less easy for most people. Let's get some questions in there. I'm going to look at what questions have been submitted so far. Get questions in. A great time to do that would be right now, this moment. And I'm going to answer a few questions. And if we run out of questions, then Jake and I are going to go have a nice snack and get back to training. Joelle says, hey, Derek and Jake, always great to learn from you two champs. What are some key things that you've seen that cause your competitors to lose everything they've worked for that we should avoid? You know, there's a subset of people out there. I asked, what's his name? I asked Greg Jackson. I asked Greg Jackson about this type of question. So when you see somebody that became a world champion, how do they it up? And same question. He says, you could become a world champion, and if you some of the guys get divorced, and that can be stressful and not fun. Some of them have a drinking problem or other addiction type problems. He says that can be pretty bad, but you can get through that if they want to. And he says the number one way that they up is when they become famous, when they become a little bit wealthy and famous, that they start to think that they did it all by themselves. That now they don't need their team anymore, they don't need their training partners, and they start thinking they did everything themselves. He says that one's a bad up. It's very hard to recover from. So that's the biggest mistake.
No, for sure. Exactly. You gotta look who got you there. No one gets there alone. You gotta stick around them. And some people, I think, they get success and they think they made it and they stop working as hard. It's another one I've seen. Like, I've made it now. Then they start doing half the work and then they fall off.
And I don't want to be insulting or I don't need to say anybody's names, but you can imagine who I'm talking about. But there's a few people. There's 3 that I'm thinking of that became champions at UFC. And then you start seeing them now they're making movies. Now they're in every commercial. They're on the talk shows.
Yeah, and then they start losing their fights. That's generally what happens.
Yeah. So, to your point of you got to keep engaging in the behaviors that got you there. People ask me all the time, somebody doesn't see me for a few months, oh, Derek, what's new? Nothing. Nothing's new. I just do the same few things. That's all I do. I just do the same few things repetitively. That's all I do. And then, people act surprised by that. I don't want to do the new trendy thing. I want to learn more about money and business. I want to work on some, fitness and some weightlifting. I want to work on some different fitness and MMA, learning some fighting skills. There's nothing else I really want to do. There's nothing else I'm thinking about. I think about, I got to solve financial problems for myself. I got to solve financial problems for my friends, financial problems for my clients. And then we're going to go lift some weights and do some MMA training. There's nothing else I think about. That's all I do. But I'm really good at those things. So if you want to be good at something, you got to do the thing. Now, if I start doing 10 new things, I'm not going to be as good. I'm not going to be making progress on the other things.
You can't get good at 10 things at once. That's a great point you say. It's focus on 1 or 2 things at once. Sometimes people are trying to get good at 10 things. It's just not going to happen. Pick 1, 2 things at most to really focus on. You can have a couple things you do occasionally, but you're not going to get good at multiple things at once.
I always had a primary project and a secondary project. And you work on your secondary project when you're too exhausted. You just can't make yourself do the primary one anymore. So you work on that 12 or 14 hours a day, and then you get a few more hours in on your secondary project. And that made my financial life really good, made my life very comfortable. And, the people that don't want to do that, you want a lot of variety, you want to go travel around aimlessly. I traveled everywhere. I've flown a couple million miles, more than 2 million miles. I traveled everywhere, so that's fine. But I did things purposefully. I went places that were, I was being industrious and purposeful in my travel, not just out around. So, you want to go on vacation, you want to go chill. If you haven't accomplished all your goals, what are you chilling for?
Yeah, I've seen girls mess a lot of guys up too. They get a new girlfriend and they get lazy. She wants she wants me to do this. It's like, well, she's not going to like it when you're not winning anymore.
I couldn't give a what a girl wants me to do. This is the last concern in my life. I don't mind just saying it that blunt and rude publicly. It's like, I couldn't give a what my girl wishes I would do. I got to go do the things that a man is supposed to do. I got to go do the right man things. And if I do the right man things, then my girl's going to be much better off. She can eat the best food. She's going to have the best nutrition. She's going to have the best health care. She's going to have the best everything. If instead of being concerned about telling me what she thinks I should do, she has to make sure that, how can she support me to do the things that I'm supposed to do? That's her job. Her job's not to tell me her opinion about what she thinks I should do. Her job is to support me, to help me do the things that I've decided are the most important things that are going to make both of our lives better. And if a woman does that well, she can have a beautiful life with the right guy. And if a woman wants to be naggy and bitchy, if you're stupid enough to go along with that, then she's going to leave and she's going to be with somebody else, and you're going to be broke and dumb. So I agree that's a trap that many men get into. One of the worst things a young man could do is have a child with the wrong woman. I don't know what's much worse than that. Like you might rather fight a bear or something. I don't know. There's nothing much worse that could fuck up your life more than having a child with a bitchy woman. They can go really bad. It ruins a lot of young people's lives. So, yeah, I think avoid things like that. That you have to be in control of your fate. You have to be doing hard things day to day. If you try to do 10 things at once, you're going to accomplish exactly 0 of them. And if you get distracted with a woman or your half-assed friends or any other noise or nonsense, it's really hard to win when you have all these distractions. You got to focus on 1 or 2 things and nothing else. If you want to have serious outcome.
You watch this video all the way through, and that tells me you're dedicated to learning more and earning far above average outcomes in your life. Congratulations for that. But now it's time to take action. If you could have earned those results by yourself, you would have done it already. My head coach has opened up a few spots on his high-demand calendar for an in-person, one-on-one strategy session to help you. On this call, we'll give you the pragmatic advice that you can implement tonight to get laser-focused on the right metrics and leave mediocrity far behind in your past. Click that link right now in the description below and apply for your call immediately. Do it now.